Ahoy there, me hearties. This be Captain Silver Hook, and you're listening to the Two Old Pirates podcast. Set sail for an open sea of stories, tales, and some really crazy stuff. I expect you to like and subscribe, lest you be walking the plank. Ha ha ha!
Please feel free to leave comments and ask questions as we go along. We would love to interact with you guys. I'm Vinny, this is Eric, and we are the Two Old Pirates. And this is the...
This would be, I believe, 47th?
47th?
Yeah, this would be our 47th episode, but it's live, which is, we don't ever do that.
We don't ever do it live, but why is this one live? Why is this one so special? Why are we live?
Why would you have come all the way up to Corpus, and why would you be doing all this with so many... Oh! We're celebrating our 500th subscriber. We made a major milestone. 500 people.
That's amazing. That's halfway to 1,000.
I mean, that's like half of New York City. I swear. I mean, it's almost the size of, like, Houston, I think. 500 people have subscribed. And the sad thing is, I wouldn't say it's sad, but the majority of our viewers, about 62% of our viewers are subscribers. That means there's still almost 40% of the people that watch our videos that have never just looked down and saw that little red button did click.
That's actually pretty good rate, though, compared to some other content creators I've seen, where they get like 20% of their views from subscribers, and the rest just come from the YouTube algorithm.
Well, hell, then I guess we're just two lucky bastards that we get so many people that'll go ahead and stay.
Yeah, that we get
loyal.
we get the best subs because we get the subs that actually come back. So when the majority of your foot traffic are subscribers, that's how you know you got something real.
So we love y'all.
Thank you guys. Thank you. I don't know which camera to do the gesture to.
So we're at 502 right now, which is pretty darn good for just two regular guys that and a little bit of software and some crazy ideas. Some of you that might eventually be watching this, if you don't get to watch it live and you're watching it after we post it, you've been there since the beginning, since October 1st, 2019. 2019, and
two really old pirates.
Yeah, you've seen us cover everything from George Floyd, his death, through the beginning of the pandemic, and me not taking it as seriously as a lot of people didn't. And, sports and movies and anime. I learned about anime.
Talked a little bit about some video games too. I think here and there. Music.
Vinny told us about many different things dealing with video games and different Japanese games that can be played with certain ports that you could buy and stuff on the black market in the old days. But now you can. So we've covered a lot of things. You know, there's some technical people that all they do is just like play video games, record themselves, and put it on there, and they have millions of followers. And we try to like give you something that you guys would actually want to
like give you something new, something that you can take away from. It's not going to be the
same little bitty like pixels and stuff running around and stuff. So we talk about things. One of the things one of my favorite things is when we did the one over the people in movies that have killed the most people. And the editing that I had to do to find John Wick and Jason Voorhees for Friday the 13th and put all those together and stuff so that you guys would... To me, that was kind of damn interesting. I mean, I know if I was sitting there and I was clicking through Facebook or YouTube or something and I saw that come on, I'd be like, hey, I wonder who does have the most kills. Because John Wick's been killing a lot of people.
Yeah. So who actually did have the most? I can't remember off the top of my head. Do you remember who had the most? Or is that a good lead-in to watch the podcast and find out?
Well, there was an asterisk to that.
Oh,
that I didn't include. So if you guys are watching this, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but I was going to put the little asterisk next to it as the most, and it would be God. With Noah's Ark, because he killed everybody.
The Ten Commandments and all that.
Yeah, but with Noah's Ark, he flooded the whole, so he killed all animals on Earth besides the ones that were in the Ark, and then of course he killed everybody besides Noah's family. So like that would be a much bigger death toll than like John Wick, and he made a movie about it, Noah's Ark. So technically God would be the biggest killer.
Yeah,
but I'm not trying to offend anybody.
He tops a lot of lists.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, we want to talk about the 500th subscriber celebration. We're so thankful that you guys are on and watching. I wanted to start off with, because I don't know if Vinny knew about this, but I looked through today to see just how many people in different countries actually listen to us or follow us or anything like that, and I was pretty amazed. I'm just going to go and give a rundown. I'm not bragging or anything, but in a way, we're thinking about, I have a lot of students that watch the podcast. Vinny has friends that he knows and family members that he knows that watch the podcast. I have friends and family that, so we expected a small core group of people that would maybe tag along.
USA, pretty much.
Yeah, Texas specifically.
Yeah.
Right? And then when we started picking up these people from around the world, and I was like, this is kind of amazing that two guys, there's nothing special. Vinny's one of the most intelligent guys I've ever met, and I'm a teacher. I know a little bit about this and that stuff, but our personalities, I guess sometimes people might like the way that we talk. Vinny does a lot of different types of humor and jokes.
I used to be a stand-up comedian, and then COVID happened, and then I became a sit-down comedian on the internet. And
well, also his biggest claim to fame was always doing Bill Cosby, but after what Bill did to a lot of women, he doesn't really want to bring out his special, like, Jello pudding pops. He doesn't want to do that.
Got to retire that impression.
And just have everybody get up and walk away. But I want to go and go over, now this is just a list of countries that we are officially streaming in, that these people watch us or listen to us. And the thing is, I found out, Vinny, a lot of people on podcasts, and for those of you guys that might be interested in starting a podcast or something, the majority of people that I've run into, they only do audio podcasts. So what they do is they don't really even have a video like how we do. We try to give you like some personality.
Yeah, something to watch, movie clips, things that we've edited.
We smile, we point at you, and what happens is when you're on an audio clip, there's no real personality that comes across. You have a voice, and they can be kind of cool, but you don't really know the person.
People, they listen when they drive, they listen when they wash the dishes, they listen when they clean the house.
In a way, we're cutting ourselves off at our knee by making you have to watch the video. You don't have to look at us, though. But the thing is, the people that I met online, they're like, so you guys do a YouTube? And I was like, yeah, a lot of people do that. And they're like, yeah, but it's so much easier to do an audio, and then you don't have to worry about anybody. You just upload it, and they just listen to you. And I'm all like, but we never wanted to do that. I want to have people see us, and we can, act things out and talk to them, and we're human. We're more human. It's not just a voice.
It adds the human element to it, where you can actually see the people engaging in conversation. And I was told in the previous episode I was in that I gesture with my hands a lot when I talk.
I never really recognized that, and then I was like, man, you like usually. He's all, I just use my hands a lot.
I talk with my hands a lot. It's a tremendous amount. I talk with my hands. I can't help it. It's just something I do. I talk with my hands. And I got the best hands. They're very big hands, not small.
And I was telling Vinny that I do a lot of facial things for facial comedy, like, and so mixing his hand gestures and his, I don't think it's the best Donald Trump. I think you do a much better Obama. I think your Obama's much better than
Listen, but we need to come together, and we can appreciate Two Old Pirates podcast celebrating 500 subscribers on YouTube, which is a website online where you can go and watch videos.
Oh, I didn't even think about this. I've been working on my Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Everybody, this is, we've done his Trump, we've done his Obama. We don't really go into Bush or anything like that, but I've been working on my, wait, ready?
We don't go into Bush.
Okay, you have to put your hand like right there, and turn it right there.
Okay.
Now watch, this is my Joe Biden.
Sleepy.
Oh wait, I'm 78. It was nap time. I'm just ragging on Joe.
Listen, Joe, you need to focus. You're no longer the vice president. You are the president of the free country.
Going back to the countries, we know the United States is going to be on there, but we have people in Brazil, Belgium, Norway, the United Kingdom, Ireland, Germany, Canada, Bangladesh, Nigeria, France, India, Indonesia, New Zealand, Iceland, Poland, Cyprus, Mexico, Egypt, the Netherlands, and Lebanon.
Now, some of those seem like, okay, like Canada, New Zealand is on there, Europe is on there, but then you get in there, you're like Indonesia.
So what I looked at is, I was all like, if these people are watching us, how do they understand English? Because a lot of these are English speaking, or they know.
There's people in those countries.
Is, right. But what happens is, I looked, and on our YouTube video, I found that 20% of our videos are used with subtitles. So that means that there's people out there that don't maybe understand English, or they might even be hard of hearing. But what they're doing is they're putting on the subtitles to be able to read exactly what we're saying, and they're following along.
Oh man, I really hope YouTube doesn't mess up all the presidential impressions.
So sit there and think about that. We could have somebody in Lebanon that only speaks Arabic, and they have found us, and they're like, hey, who are these two kooky guys and stuff? And they started watching us. Now they put on the subtitles, and they understand what we're saying, and now we've got somebody in Lebanon all the way over in the Middle East watching us.
Because that's the thing. Reading a language and speaking a language are two completely different things.
Oh, yes.
Because I can read some Japanese. I can't speak it at all, but I can read certain phrases in text, and I know what it means. I just can't speak it. Now, with Spanish, I can read and speak Spanish to some degree, but... So it would be interesting that somebody who's Lebanese, who doesn't speak English but can read it, would be able to turn on closed captioning and then understand what we're saying.
I'm not going to go ahead and complain if somebody likes us.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
I think it is cool that it's a worldwide thing, because I mean, you mentioned Nigeria, Bangladesh, a bunch of countries that you wouldn't necessarily think that an American English-speaking podcast would have.
Is not about It's not about sports. It's not about video games, really.
Yeah.
It mixes a bunch of different things. So I mean, it's like a buffet. It's like a cornucopia of different things.
You never know what you're going to get. It's a surprise.
I also want to say that, we usually do this for videos, and you see me always hitting you guys up on Facebook, like, hey, check out our new podcast, check out our new episode, blah, blah. But the other thing is we also run the audio version of a podcast, and everything that you see here, we strip the audio off, and we send it over to what had been, for about 8 months, our
Like his host,
our host,
yeah,
and it was called Anchor FM, which a lot of young podcasters or beginning podcasters use because it's absolutely free. If anybody's out there thinking about starting a podcast, I highly recommend it. It's Anchor, and we were up to 946 listens or downloads, which I've seen some people that are doing this for like 7-8 months, and they're only at like 300 listens. So we're actually doing better than some others, and I'm like kind of amazed at that, because we're like stretching ourselves thin. We either have the YouTube video or we have the audio, and some people, we're giving you two choices instead of just one and just packing everything in. And so we're almost at 1,000 listens on that, and we're now over on Podbean. I talked to Vinny about a week or two ago about switching over to Podbean, and there's more advertising, and the statistics are a lot better, and
they give you a better breakdown. They give you better analytical tools. Is the IT keyword for it? So you can get a better impression of
who's listening,
listening, and what apps they're using, where they're from. You get some demographical information, so that you can better learn from that and kind of write. I don't want to say write better shows, but you can kind of tailor your content
to your audience.
To your audience.
And Anchor doesn't really do that. It'll let you know like some of the countries that you might be listened in, but the thing is, it's very basic because it's free. It's 100% free. So the thing is, they're not going to go out and spend a ton of money, and Podbean does the exact opposite. So for a reasonable price, we're going to be able to maybe even make this a bigger thing audio-wise, but we're still going to make the videos, of course, because that's just our shtick.
That's just our shtick is the fact that we've got one camera for Facebook Live, one camera for the YouTube upload, and then we have the monitor behind us, which is keeping track of what's on this camera, so that anybody who leaves us a comment or asks us a question will be able to see it, because otherwise it's muy pequeño. It's really tiny on this screen. So we have to read it over there where I'm missing my glasses for this episode, but I can still at least read the big text on the screen over there.
So before we go into listing the top 5 at each level that helped us get here, there's some of you that are on here live. If you guys have any questions or comments,
drop them in anytime. Drop them in.
Don't sit there and just
don't wait.
Listen to us. If you have a joke you want to tell. If you have a trivia question that you want to ask me or Vinny, go for it and stuff. Make sure that we're accommodating you as much as you can accommodate us.
All we ask is just keep it clean, keep it respectful. That's all.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
But if I don't see anything pop up in a second, we'll just continue with each level of the first 500.
Okay, so Jody's asked us, how long does it take to go from idea to recording to posting?
Okay, that's a very good question.
That is.
Now, here's the deal. Some days, it just hits you out of the blue. Man, this would be awesome to talk about.
You wake up, you have an idea.
You don't have to sit there and say, I saw this on the news, or I heard somebody talk about this. It'll just hit you out of the blue and stuff. I'll talk to Vinny about it. If we're able to get together, then we do it together. If not, then if I have to do it up here, then I have to do it up here. But the thing is, I would say if we don't have an idea, and we have like a writer's block, but more like podcast block, we bounce ideas off of each other, or I'll sit there and say, Vinny, do you have anything? Because I'm struggling right now. And usually he'll come up with something.
And there's also books out there and websites for like conversation starters.
Oh, yeah.
Like those like dinner table conversation starters. And as campy as that sounds, believe it or not, if you flip through some of those,
there's actually some.
There's some decent ideas. Like, where's a place you've never been in the world that you've always wanted to visit? What's your dream vacation? Yeah. And then we can talk a little bit about that and talk about different places in the world that other people like to go to. Like, and then that becomes, well, let's talk about the top 10 worldwide vacation destinations or something. I also see we have another comment. That says,
there's a comment by Gretel Chris DeWolf Barden. I'm thinking that I know this person. Unfortunately, her question deals with a.
It's not really a question. It's more of a, it's
more of a statement.
It's a declarative statement.
Yes, and she said, Rod Stewart is the best. I just, if you don't know, notice the last name. Gretel is my sister. We're the two youngest of the family, and he is the best. But because of legal reasons, I don't want to say what he's the best at, because we've heard about gerbils.
Got to keep it family friendly here. So
here's the deal. Rod Stewart is one of the best-selling artists of all time. I personally have never liked him. I think the voice just gives it away and stuff. But some of his songs are amazing. Maggie May, of course, is the one that put him on the on the map.
I like the Motown song.
Motown song's good. Downtown Train by Tom Waits that he covered is good. I think my favorite song by The Beating of My Heart is Beating Like a Drum.
When the
Rhythm of My Heart.
Rhythm of My Heart is Beating Like a Drum.
I think that's an amazing song. I actually have the cassette single, Gretel, and I'm not ashamed to say that I have that in the garage, packed away with everything else. But I do have several of his singles on cassette because I did like some of those songs. But if I ever gave you the notion, I would feel like I'm losing the battle with you about how much I hate him. So I don't really hate him that much. It's just I know it pisses you off.
So real quick, from idea to recording to posting, the posting aspect, that usually only takes maybe about a day or two of editing.
Yeah.
Because there's not really a whole lot to edit out. We usually speak and deliver into the camera, and then that goes into iMovie, and then any slip-ups, or if we flub a line, and if we just do we can't afford to do that now because this is live. But if there's a slip-up or a flub, then we just cut it out, and then we have the green screen behind us just because it's set up. Unfortunately, Facebook, you can see everything behind it, but on our main capture device, we can only see the green screen. So if we wanted to put something there, we could.
Okay, so we got a Chantel says, what made y'all want to start a podcast?
Yeah, what made us want to start? Well, I can't really answer that because I joined in around like episode 20.
Yeah.
I think I joined in about halfway through what was already there.
Originally, a guy that I grew up with that we were really good friends, we had an idea for a podcast because they were kind of taking off everywhere, and he said, why don't we do one? So if you ever watch, or you can't really watch because the first ones we didn't have a webcam. I mean, we started out with nothing, and we just recorded our voices. But if you ever go back and listen to those original ones, we talked about sports and about just about everything and stuff, and it's just two guys just riffing off of each other and stuff, not any real structure to it, and we just did it for fun mainly. He decided to move on and start a different branch of podcasts in a different way that he knew that I wouldn't be interested in, and he was wanting to really do that, and so therefore we just parted ways. And Vinny had been like our engineer and producer for a while in the background. I said, hey, you're one of the most intelligent people I know. Would you like to come in front of the camera? And he had done that once or twice. He's all like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah, I was the guy that set this up, and then we got the little microphone right here. I was in charge of that, and I got it. I'm good. It's all good. No, it's not. It's moving. There we go. Now it's better. I was in charge. So I'm still in charge of all that. I got it under control. Situation's under control. But I kind of came in to kind of fill in the void that was left. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a temporary thing, because it used to be me, and it would fluctuate. It'd be me and Eric, and then sometimes it'd be just Eric, and then sometimes it'd be me and Eric again for a couple of times. And then it just kind of fell into place that I became the new de facto second Old Pirates. So there's 3 Old Pirates, but there's only ever 2 on screen at any given time.
And the other thing is, I've literally had people from different parts of the United States ask, why'd you guys pick pirates? And everybody should know the story by now.
Yeah. In case
I went to Rockport Fulton High School, and my first podcast partner went to Rockport Fulton High School, and Vinny went to Rockport Fulton High School, and the mascot is the Pirates. So therefore, we just came up with something that we thought was kind of original back in 2019 when we started this, saying, well, hey, we're old.
Yeah,
we're pirates.
Old pirates.
So we'll be 2 old pirates. And it just rolled off the tongue like that, and so we just did that, and we stuck with that. The next thing that we have is
who edits the film?
Who edits? Okay, I do all the editing,
Yeah,
and not because I'm better, but if you ever wanted to see a man looking like he was looking death in the face, the last episode we did, this guy right here was so unbelievably pissed off. And I was like, I had never seen him. He had a dead stare, like he was like in a villain in a James Bond film. He was going to kill like a bus.
I was tired.
I was like, looked over at him, and he's like, how much longer is this going to take? And I was all like, it's going to take like 20 minutes.
I wasn't that bad.
I hate editing. I hate it. And I'm all like, I thought, yeah, well, he just doesn't like it and stuff. But he was like, Eric, you don't understand. It takes time, and it's just, I don't like it. And he was maybe just hungry or in a cranky mood. But I was like, I told my sons afterwards, I was all, yeah, Vinny was like, kind of like,
hangry.
Yeah, he was more upset than I'd ever seen him. He's usually a happy-go-lucky guy and stuff. I was all, but he did not want to do any freaking editing. So I do all the editing. And I like it. I actually like editing and stuff. I mean, I like going back and rewatching what we did.
It's a creative process. You get to review, and you get to kind of touch up and polish everything. But for me, I've been behind the camera, and I've done the editing before.
He's kind of burnt out a little bit. So this would just be more on top of what he's already had to do. And he has his own stuff that he does, at his own place in Rockport. So the thing is, to have him have to come up and have to do it. So it works out. He's here. We do the podcast. I do the editing, and I try to get it up as soon as I can. As you've noticed, there's been weeks and months that have gone by where we've only dropped 1 or 2, and it's because different things that have happened in life. Vinny can't make it up here, or I can't make it to Rockport. And because of that, sometimes I've had to go solo. But when he does make it up here, we try to come up with something original that you guys might enjoy and stuff, because he is making the ride, 40 miles and stuff. So you don't want to just go ahead and have him waste, But he does like the food truck I take him to.
I do.
I feed him whenever he comes up here, so he likes.
There was that one time I was up here, and you guys took me to
Papa
Chulos, and I tried.
It's a Mexican restaurant down the. Now I tried this. Yeah. I could not do it. I could only do about 60%. Listen to what this guy did.
They give you a. Can I use this as an example? They give you a burrito that's like this, but a little bit longer than this.
Yeah, the plates are good, and it is deep too. I mean, it's massive. It's massive. And if you eat it, in the old days they'd take a picture of you. And they'd also give you a T-shirt.
Yeah.
But how long do you have to eat it?
15 minutes now.
15 minutes. And they stand there and they watch you and they clock you and stuff. And the thing is, I went in once and I tried to do it, and my sons were like, "Come on, Dad, you can do it." And I thought I could eat. I thought
you could do it.
And I started digging into that thing, and I got like 30% done like in 5 minutes. I was like, dude, I'm just cooking it. And then it hits your stomach because it's literally packed. Yeah. I mean, there's meat and cheese,
ground beef, pico, beans, rice,
sour cream, guacamole, lettuce, tomato, onion, all of it, and it's thick. And he almost did it.
Yeah.
He got to he 2 more minutes and he would have done it. He did it in 17 minutes, and he wanted to finish it off to show that he could do it. But it was unbelievable the size, and they don't give T-shirts out anymore.
Yeah.
So basically,
it was nice for nothing.
You physically make yourself ill trying to eat something. But literally, if you ever go to Papa Chulos, I highly recommend.
It is good.
Like for a family, you can cut it up in 4, and that would be enough for a family to eat. And he did the whole thing.
I did the whole thing just to see if I could do the man versus food thing.
Right.
I could not.
So, And I hope that you guys do like the editing and stuff, because we have done some special things. In the beginning, it was just we had a picture of, like a frame that said Two Old Pirates or something on it, and it was just our voices. And then as we've stepped up and we've sunk a little bit of money in,
we first got this camera, and then we got this microphone that we're talking into.
But on the editing side, we went on Fiverr.com, and we found a guy he's a British actor, and I think, how much do we pay him? Like $5?
Yeah, $5.
I think it's like $10 and stuff, and he did 2 of Aha there, mateys. It's a Two Old Pirates.
Captain Silverhook.
So that is all done because we wanted that for you guys to have something interesting instead of just seeing like, an intro of just like a picture and then boom, we're already on screen and stuff. So we've put some work into this. So if you're watching and you're a subscriber, we've done some stuff to try to make it a little bit more enjoyable for you. The music that you'll hear every now and then, it's a guitar, like, that's by Zach Maui, who is an amazing DJ. He's up in Austin. I want to give him a shout out. He was one of my students out at Flower Bluff when I taught there for many years. And I asked him, I said, hey, can you give us some kind of like a background beat or, just some music for us to fill in?
Some hot licks.
Yeah. And he sent me within an hour like 4 of his, and this is all music that he wrote. And he's like, any of them, and I was all, well, how much do I have to pay you? Zach's all, no, Mr. Wolf, that's cool. It's yours. And, the one thing that I've got out of this life is how many of my students have been so giving of their time and so I want to say the word loving. I mean, they're really good people, and as I've watched them grow up and they've got married and had kids and stuff. But like Zach didn't have to do that. He could have just said, yeah, DeWolf sent it. But he saw it, boom, he sent it within an hour. I had 4 different choices, and they're all good songs, all instrumental, and I put that one on there. So whenever you hear that little bit of a guitar lick begin, it's actually about a 4-minute song, but I just edited that little part out. So about editing, yeah. Jody said, oh, I assume that was Mr. DeWolf. No, I have a guitar, but I have not played it since probably about 98. So when most of you that are watching this are probably little or young, that's the last time I ever played the guitar. I still have it.
Jody also said you mean 2 young pirates, so we're getting a little bit of fan service.
I saw the what do you call it when they put you in the thing and they take pictures of your back and stuff?
CAT scan?
Yeah, I saw the CAT scan on my lower back, and I'm nowhere near a young pirate. I'm not trying to say anything, but Vinny's got his knees kind of bum and different things like that, and my back had been hurting for probably like 15 years, and my wife finally told me, why don't you just go to the freaking doctor? So my doctor referred me out, and sure enough, when they set me in that thing, I was in there for about 40 minutes. When I came out, about a week later, they let me know, oh, you don't have any cartilage in like your C7, C8, C9, and they're just all compressed on top of each other, so that's why your back is so stiff. And I was like, but I'm only like 45. And then they're like, it's genetic. And then I remember my dad had all that crap. Gretel, you remember Dad's back and neck. I'm getting all that fun stuff now. So
we have a request from Walter to play some of the guitar. Do you have one with you nearby somewhere?
Play the guitar? Oh no, that's in storage.
Okay.
Yeah. My electric guitar and the amp and everything. It's a beautiful guitar. I'll tell you a little backstory, Walter. The reason why I got that guitar is because I'm going to admit it. 1994, I saw the Unplugged Nirvana special, and when I saw the guy playing, when I saw Kurt Cobain play "Man Who Sold the World," the old David Bowie song, on an electric guitar, but it sounded on an acoustic guitar, but it had electric pickup on it, so it sounded like an electric guitar. I was like blown away. I was like, I've got to do this, and so I got that type of acoustic guitar that can be played acoustic, or you could plug it into an amp and make it go electric sounding. And I mean, I didn't know about how bad guitarists' fingers were, but just from the same thing, repetitive over and over. I mean, I had calluses all over my fingers and stuff, but I was going to play that damn song. And sadly, I don't know where that guitar is. It had been over at my parents' house, and of course they both passed away. And I don't know whatever happened to it. It was in a storage area in the back part of the house, and I went there once to go get it, and it was gone. And so I sadly that hurts. But I also bought an electric guitar around the same time, and I still have that one. So I wish I knew where that acoustic guitar was. That was such a beautiful guitar. Don't know where it went. Don't know where. So I don't think my parents played it. So I don't know what happened. Anything else? Anything else?
There's nothing new yet.
Nothing new. Come on, guys.
We get into some of our milestones while we're waiting.
Girl said, "Yep, lots of stuff. Yeah, it just disappears over time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's strange where things go.
Yeah. So, anyways, I wanted to go and talk real quick about. I wanted to roll out the top 5. These are the people that, although all 502 people matter, they hit these milestones. And I don't know why I'm big on milestones, but like maybe it's because I've always liked sports and I'm into like statistics and stuff. I can tell you like James Brown.
It's very stat oriented.
James Brown.
Ow! Feel good.
Jim
Touchdown!
Brown. Jim Brown, the running back for the Cleveland Browns. I remember when he
Get
had
on up there. 3 point. Get on up there.
Like a sex machine. Gretel says, "Who's the better pirate?" I would say Johnny Depp. He's a pretty good pirate.
I'm a better pirate than Johnny Depp.
I'm
a real pirate.
Oh, well, both of us graduated from Rockport. I taught there also.
I didn't teach there. I got in and got out.
So yeah, I did 2 years. I did 2 years at the high school there. I would say we're equal.
Yeah, I probably caused more trouble than you did, but
yeah, I was pretty shy.
I got kicked off the computer science team. I got kicked off the Lego Mindstorms team.
When I was there, they didn't have a computer science team because we didn't really have computers back then. I remember my sister Gretel, she was a typer. She had to take typing. I remember she had this ugly old tape recorder also that she brought home, and she had to record different things on that. It was green or something. It was officially from the school. I was a little bitty kid. It was around the time that she made me have to listen to all the songs from frickin' Grease on her LP and listen to Joe Jackson 8-tracks and stuff. I remember all that stuff, but I have a cassette, and Gretel, if you're watching this, I still have it from when you were trying to sing a...
oh no.
She had a John Travolta album.
Oh no.
And I think the song was like Let Her In or something like that, and your mom is like 16 and she's like, "'Cause if you love me, let her in." And I'm all like, this is gold. This is gold. I could sell this to her 3 children and they could make so much bank off of her.
RIAA certified platinum right there.
You're the oldest pirate. You've been teaching here for 8 years. Okay.
How long did you teach?
I only stayed at Rockport 2 years.
There you go. She's got you beat.
Also, you're the oldest pirate because you've lived in Rockport longer than me.
Yeah.
Because I left for my other teaching job that I took. Do you still have the albums, Gretel? That's not bragging now. You know that. She had freaking... I remember my mom and dad had to go to Kmart, and I think there was an album called Spirits Having Flown or something by the Bee Gees, and she just had to have it. And I remember my mom and dad went up to Kmart in Portland, and they got it, and they came back, and I didn't understand what the big deal was because I was so young. And they're like, "You don't understand, your sister's going to love this. She loves these guys." And then they came and they gave it to my sister, and she was just like blown away. How many siblings do y'all have?
I've got 2. I'm the oldest of 3, so I have 2 younger brothers.
And I am the baby of 7. The oldest has unfortunately passed away. Our older brother passed away in 2018. And the next oldest, she passed away, heck, I don't know. I'm guessing 20 years ago maybe. That was our oldest sister. And then there's 3 sisters left. You have Gretchen, Gretel, and Heidi. And then little Shirley was born, and she only lasted about 2 or 3 weeks. She had a heart defect in the mid-60s, and they couldn't really do anything at that time. And she unfortunately passed away as a baby. And then, yes, I was a surprise. My dad was 48, and my mom was 40. And my dad did not want any more daughters. He had had 5 in a row, and he told the little bitty doctor, I'd always heard the story, it's going to be a boy. And he's like, I can't make it be a boy. And then when I was born, they came out and they said it's a boy. And so, yeah, I'm the last one that they had, and now Mom and Dad are in heaven. And me and Gretel, we both miss our parents more than anything. She had been the baby before me, so she was very attached to Mom and Dad, and then I was the baby after her. And so we both have that same thing of where we miss our parents very, very much. Like all of my sisters, but especially us, because we were the last ones when they were much older and more settled down. So just two tremendous people. Loved them to death. Will always love my parents, my heroes. Dana is our older half-sister, and she would be the oldest in the family right now. I believe she's 74? 74, 75, I believe. And she lives up in Massachusetts, where we're all originally from. And, I don't know anything about Cliff, Gretel. I mean, I haven't heard anything from them in decades. So, my family was the family I grew up with. And then, Dana. So, anyways.
My family tree isn't that complicated. We're mostly all just together. I'm unmarried. My two younger brothers are unmarried, no kids, no nothing. So it's really...
if Logan was married, your mom would probably have a heart attack right now.
Yeah,
because he's still, what is he, 19, 18, 19?
He turns 20 to yesterday.
Oh,
he's 20 yesterday.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
He's in Florida?
No, Clifford is in Florida.
Oh,
going back to the previous message, I think.
I wouldn't even know that. Would not even know.
Well, you were talking about we had some milestones.
So number one of my good friends from high school, when he heard that we were doing this and all these people started joining and stuff, he was honestly the 100th subscriber. His name is Dave. His name's David Isles. He goes by Dave. I've known the guy 34 years now, something like that. We still keep in contact. He's a good guy, heck of a guy, and he happened to be the 100th subscriber. To show him my consideration and how much I appreciate that, this is way back in the day, 2019, before Vinny was involved. I went ahead and took Dave out to a movie, and we grabbed something to eat afterwards to say thank you. He came down. He lives up by East Central Texas. Number two, Alvin Arisby, giving you a shout out, Alvin. Alvin was a student of mine over in Woodsboro. Hell of a great guy, really great family man, and he made sure he was the 200th subscriber. So he
was watching the counter,
yes,
wasn't he?
Some of these people have watched the thing, and they're like, I'm not going to subscribe until it gets close enough to where maybe I can win something.
Yeah.
So we might have been way ahead of everybody who subscribed. But Alvin, I had promised him that once the COVID thing blew over, that I'd get something for him and his children, like maybe some passes to a movie. And the sad thing is, I feel like I've let some of you guys down, the people that are on this list. But the thing is, with this Delta variant hitting, it's hard for me to.
There's no break.
Yeah,
you can't go to the movies.
I haven't had that freedom to where I can just drive to wherever you guys live and just give you something, give you a hug, and say, hey, thanks so much for helping out the podcast, because we know what's going on. And so the thing is, anybody that I'm reading off this list, you're going to get something, even if I have to mail it. But I'd really like to do it in person, because I'm a people person like that. When it comes to somebody that's done something for me, I really want to say thank you in person. I'm not so much patting on the back and stuff. Number three was Gabriel Gomez. He's an ex-student out of Ingleside, and he was at work, and he saw that we were at 299, and he sent me a Facebook message, and he said, where are you guys at? And I said, I don't know. And he's all, look. So I opened up the YouTube thing, and it shows 299. I said, yeah, we're at 299. And then he's all, okay. And he's all, now check it. And then I went back and it said 300, and it said, and you got to understand, we have 502 people, but anybody that's ever been on YouTube, it doesn't show you every single person that subscribes. No. It's not like a list. Every now and then
it does, but it's shown in such an obtuse and uninformative and unintuitive way that it's not done in real time. Like on my YouTube channel, it's shown me the same 5 people as my latest subscribers for the past 6 months, and I'm like, I know I've gotten more than that in that time. So what are these 5 people still doing here?
Well, see, we'll have a rush where I'll bother you guys on here. I'll say, hey, come on guys, we need this or something like that, and then 18 people will subscribe in 3 days, and we'll jump but on the part where it shows like new subscribers or like notifications, it'll have like one name like Bill Smith subscribed. I'm like, where are the other 17 people?
That's what it does to me.
So I don't get to see them. So Gabriel waited, and then he hit it, and then of course it did come across for him, and it showed Gabriel Gomez, and so he was the number 300. But also he had made sure on Facebook to let me know I'm pushing the button right now, and so that was kind of a funny thing. Then you have to go to 400. It took forever to get to 400 with COVID going on. With my original partner leaving, with Vinny coming in and stuff, we were just kind of dragging there forever. It didn't seem like we'd ever get to 400. And then 400 came, and it was Isaiah Ramos, who was an ex-student, and he had joined the Navy, and I believe he was out at basic or something, and he saw it was at like $3.99. Boom, he got it. So, you've got this thing where people are waiting and stuff. We jumped really quick between 400 and 500. I mean, we were like, we're doing it quick. So, I mean, I really want to thank everybody out there. But Gabby Sanchez is number 500. And so she was waiting. She told me she's always waiting. When I saw it at $4.99, she clicked it, and it popped up, and it was there officially. And then within like a couple minutes after that, we had 501 and 502 come in, which are people that were trying to get there, but they clicked it, and it didn't register fast enough. So
we're still glad you're here. Numbers 501 every single person. And 502, yes. And 498 and 499. We appreciate you just the same.
So what I'm doing for those people, and for anybody who's still watching, because I've seen Chantal and Gretel and Jody
and some other folks.
I'm going to do something for you guys tonight too for being on here, because anybody who decided to tune in and watch, you're going to possibly get something too. But for each of these people, like Alvin, Gabriel Gomez, Isaiah Ramos, I'm going to go and get them gift cards, and then whenever I can eventually see them, I'm going to go and get them something. And
Jody says they were like subscriber number 17. You're OG. You're old school.
You've been with us since the beginning.
Double digits.
Yeah, you've been with us since the beginning, Jody. Jody's a real good guy, real good family man. He's worked really, really hard. I followed him, on Facebook with his updates and stuff over the years and stuff. He played tennis for me. Great kid. Well, I mean, he's still always going to be a kid to me and stuff, but really, really good individual. That's why I enjoy doing things like this, because I know that a lot of our listeners and stuff, they're really set and good people.
That is one of those weird things, though, that when you talk about a former student and you still refer to them as kids, even though they're grown now, which is the craziest thing to me, because a long time ago, here's a Vinny true story. I don't know if y'all remember the video game Club Penguin that was around online around the turn of the millennium. It was 2005 to 2010 or 11 sort of deal. And it was a chat room game for children to play, safe chat, where everything was really heavily moderated, so no one can curse. And if somebody did try to curse and it doesn't send the message, it kicks them out. It was really super watertight security, so that it was a protected space for children. And when I worked for the company Miniclip, I was contracted to work with the developers of Club Penguin to keep track of technically the only official online community where people could gather and chat about it and talk about it. So, these were people that when they had accounts on this website, they were like 11 years old, 14 years old, 13 years old, and this was 2009. This was a long time ago. So it's so weird to me to have been able to watch these kids grow up. Some of them are married now. They have careers. They have families. They've moved away. They moved to different countries. And I'm still in touch with some of them. I still have the privilege of being in touch with some of them. But it's so weird, kind of like how you talk about former students. You still see them as those same kids, even though years down the line.
Yeah, I mean, Chantal, who's on here, she's one of my newer students, as in I just had her a couple years ago, and then Jody I had probably 20 years ago. So I mean, you got a mix here,
yeah.
And I've got kids that I taught that are in their 40s now, which kind of blows my mind. I mean, they've gone
some of those Club Penguin kids are in their mid-20s. I'm just like,
I mean, some of these kids that I taught that are in their 40s that have gone through breast cancer, chemo and losing all their hair and their fingernails, and I'm like, I'm still thinking about them being that 17-year-old kid in my government class, trying to talk to them about education and doing the right thing and what America's built on and stuff. And they've already gone through all these hellish things. Then the other ones, having new babies, and I get invited to weddings and stuff. It's been an amazing ride being a teacher and stuff, because you get to see these people grow up. But the thing is that as long as you keep that door open for them, that they know that they can always come and talk to you. That's the most important thing, because just because you had them for that 1 year doesn't mean that it has to be over, that they can't still look up and talk to you for guidance and stuff. So yeah, those are our top 5 that led us to 500. But I wanted to go ahead and give a special shout out. I'm just going to use their first names because I don't want to go through the whole alphabet stuff. These are people that I feel that have always been behind us, and they've either sent like a heart, or they've sent like a thumbs up. And they don't always have to make a comment or something. But these, if you're watching this after, since it's live now, if you're not seeing it live and you're watching it, I just want to let you know how much you mean to us.
Yeah, these are the folks that interact with us on YouTube and on Facebook, that like our posts, that don't always leave a comment, but they'll leave a like or they'll leave a thumbs up, and they'll let us know if they like our content.
So I just wanted to run through some. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I was trying to look through them as fast as I could, because we're about to start. There's just so many. There's just so many people that have helped, build this foundation of what we enjoy doing, and we hope that we can do for a long time for you guys. But Alvin, Dana, Jackie, Eileen, Sarah, Ann, Jose, Chad, Max, Grant, Kai, Jacob, Alex, Jason, Michael, Kayla, Jody, Tyler, Reno, Serge. I mean, I could just keep going on and on. If you didn't hear my name, Chantal, I was just trying to write down as much as I could, and I was just like, there's so much to write.
The paper.
So I thought that we would go ahead and end with a couple things. We've been going. We've been going now for is that 52 minutes?
About 45, because we had the setup where we were messing with everything.
So we're going to end with just a couple things, and then we'll see if I can go ahead and get something for at least one of you. All right? At least one of you. All right. I also want to say thank you for spending your evening with us. It's a Saturday night. I know that we're under like COVID and stuff like that, but you guys could be.
There's still a lot you can do on a Saturday, and the fact that you
Saturday night at 8 o'clock, and we're asking you to just watch us two schlubs.
Yeah.
So I really, really appreciate that. Now, if you're watching this and it's been taped and you didn't watch it, I don't understand why you weren't there.
Yeah,
you should have been there. Where were you? We were there. We gave away $1 million to every single person watching it live, and you weren't there.
We went full Oprah, and you missed it.
How many golden tickets were there in Willy Wonka?
70.
No. The originally
6.
And how many people are watching?
I don't know.
There's six.
Six. Everyone gets.
You are Wonka kids.
Just don't die in the factory, please.
And stay away from the.
Stay away from the chocolate fountain. Stay away.
They're not nice.
Stay away from the eggs. Stay away from the incinerator. Stay away from the TV beam. Stay away from all those.
The chocolate chute.
Yeah. The chocolate.
And don't go near Willy Wonka if he's getting on the damn boat going down that river, because that's the whole psychedelic LSD thing.
Yeah.
When I watched that as a kid, I almost pissed my pants. I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't watch the Johnny Depp crap. I watched the original one. But I mean, like lizards with their tongue coming out. I'm like, Jesus, this one like
cut the head off the chicken.
Yeah. I mean, it was. But anyways, I digress. Justin. What is the funniest movie you ever saw? Something that was so funny that you could actually almost fall out of your chair. You're laughing so hard it hurts your stomach. You're crying. I mean, there's a bunch of different things out there. Does anything come to mind?
The funniest movie I've ever seen?
Something that is just like, as soon as I said falling out of a chair, busting a gut, laughing and crying. It's so funny that you're just like, it hits you once. Never hits you like that again. You might watch the movie again, it's just not as funny. But that first time that you watch it, you're just like, this is the funniest crap I've ever seen.
I'd probably say the time that Adam Sandler beat up Bob Barker in Happy Gilmore. Now you're going to get it, Bobby. Price is wrong, blank.
That is classic. What's the guy's name that... Scooter McGavin or
Shooter McGavin.
I've only watched it once or twice, but I remember there's like an alligator and Apollo Creed is on it.
Chubbs with the wooden hand.
Yeah, if you don't know who that guy is, he was Apollo Creed in the original Rocky movies. Me and Gretel are old enough to remember those movies. Yeah, gotta get up, Rock. All right, I was telling Vinny about this. The funniest movie that I ever saw the first time and laughed so hard was Austin Powers Part 2. When I went to go see that in the theater in Houston with a couple of my friends on a basketball tournament up in Houston, Hoop It Up, I was there with them, and I laughed I was telling Vinny so hard, I fell out of the chair into the aisle where all the gross, sticky soda and gum is and stuff. And I was laying there laughing, and my friends were like, dude,
What scene made you do it?
The scene that... There's a lot of funny scenes in that movie, but when they're in outer space and Mini-Me starts beating the shit, excuse my language, out of Austin Powers, and he's like, no more, no more. And then Mini-Me comes up and he's all like, peace. And then he kicks him in the face, and then when he picks Mini-Me up and throws him, and you hear his head just bang hit against that metal thing, and he's all, poor little bugger, he never stood a chance. And then he rips down his pants and gets inside, and he's like, dude, I laughed so hard. I if anybody knows me, I'm not that comical of a person. I'm not going to be like, hey, how's it going, big guy? But, I mean, I laughed so freaking hard. My two teammates and my friends were looking at me like, what the hell are you? They know I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I've never smoked a cigarette. I don't do any of these things. And I was acting like I was literally drunk. I was falling on the floor. I hurt. My stomach hurt with fat bastard is like, get in my belly. I mean, it was the funniest stuff I'd ever seen.
We've even got a fat bastard quote in chat. Jody says, he still says, I've got a turtle head poking out.
Oh, Christ, I'm getting all emotional. Fat bastard. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, ribs. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, ribs.
Jelly,
baby back, ribs. I'm higher on the food chain.
Get in my belly.
It's I mean, it's just...
It's a good film.
It's just one of those things. Hey, I see Fung's on here. Fung, my lifetime friend from Rockport, one of the first guys I ever hung out with over at the old Mexican park and stuff. He was my tennis partner in high school. He's on live now.
Hey,
hell,
Fung.
he was on our Three Old Pirates episode where we were down at Vinny's and he's sitting in the middle, and as soon as the lights went on, Fung did not want to talk anymore. Fung is one of the funniest guys you'll see. He's entertaining. He's got so many good jokes, and he's just a great human being. Fung Win came over from Vietnam at the end of the Vietnam War as a child, and he was one of the refugees with his family that came here, and they are a great family. His brothers have always been really good to me, but Fung has always been a really good friend of mine. Special, special man, and I hope that we're friends until my last breath or his last breath, because he's a great human being. But when we had him on down in Vinny's and we put the camera on, something happened to Fung to where he would not talk, and we were like having to pull answers out of him, like, what's your favorite thing? I don't know.
It's like pulling teeth.
Do you like food? Maybe. I mean, it was like, and then after it was over, he was funny again, remember?
Yeah.
He was sitting over there laughing and joking with you, talking about video games and stuff, and I was like, where was that? I don't know, maybe he just got camera shy. But Fung is one of the most decent, hard-working human beings I've ever known in my life. He's just a really awesome dude. And, I think that he knows that, how much I care about him. I love him as a friend and as a human being. Great guy. Although he's a Lakers fan, which right there should nullify him as my friend, but I can't hold that against him that he likes it.
Should have worn my Toronto Raptors jersey just for this occasion.
Oh. I would allow that. It's just if you would have worn the Fakers, I would have. So yeah, mine would be. So yours would be the scene with Bob Barker.
Yes.
Where he's all bitch and he hits him.
Price. I guess since you opened the floor to profanities when he says the price is wrong, bitch. Like that got me.
Funk says, "Don't make me cry."
That got me.
Why? Because I said stuff about the Lakers.
I'm such a baby, yeah. The Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, they just got
cry.
Westbrook Funk. They're cheating. Let's see. What's your favorite time of the year?
Winter.
Winter.
Because
Me too.
It almost gets cold here.
Well, the thing with me is, some of you please answer what your favorite time of the year is. When I was a kid growing up in South Texas, Gretel can attest to this and stuff, my sister and stuff, it was hot, but it didn't feel like it's how it is now. Like when I walk outside with the humidity and stuff, I feel like I'm going to die. And the thing is, winter, if anybody's ever known me, I'm not a very energetic person. Let's put it that way. I've played sports my whole life and stuff, but the thing is, I'm not that kind of guy who's going to be like, let's just go for a run. I'm just not that kind of guy and stuff. I mean, but when winter comes around, that first chill, I've always told my wife and my family, I feel so alive. I feel so good. I just feel like I could accomplish anything, and I could sing and dance. And I mean, it's weird, that feeling that you get, and you only get it that one time a year. Not a cold front. I mean, when it's nice and cool, you're breathing in the cold air, and it's just like, this is like maybe what it should feel like. Because and I think it's because I hate the freaking summer so much.
You've survived 10 months of the rest of the year where it's just hot. Like right now, the heat index. Okay, you know what?
Dale Nelson has had a career for 30 years saying it's going to be hot tomorrow. Back to you. That's about it.
I want to find out what the heat index. It's almost 9 o'clock in where we are, and it's 84 degrees out, and with the heat index,
look, I'm going to show you something right now.
It feels like 93.
Okay, here's the deal. Hannah Bearden. Hannah Bearden was one of my students, right? She said summer, exclamation point. The reason why Hannah says that is because she is a teenager and she's not gotten old yet, to where when she goes outside, she's like, summer, bikini weather, let's go to the beach, friends. Yeah. And I'm like, hot, no breath can come into my lungs, feel dying.
Feels like 107 out here with the heat index.
I mean, when I sometimes look and it'll be like 97, heat index like 111, and I'm driving and I see somebody jogging in that, I'm like, it would be better for me just to go up on the curb and hit them and kill them right now, because they're just trying to kill themselves.
Just put them out of their misery.
Yeah. The shocks are still working good. I've actually asked a doctor about that. I said, Doc, is it worth anything actually running in the middle of the day? And he said, absolutely not. All you're going to do is dehydrate yourself, and you'll feel like you might have lost some weight because some of the water weight will come out of you because you'll urinate and you also sweat profusely. But basically, you're setting yourself up for a heat stroke, and especially those people that like run in dark clothing to sweat even more. He said your best time to run is early in the morning when it's still relatively cool, and then after sunset when it's cool again. He's all, it's still going to be high humidity because we live in South Texas, but it'll be healthier for you to run at those times, because if you run in the middle of the day, you're trying to kill yourself basically.
Yeah, it's way too hot. It's all about cardio. It's all about elevating your heartbeat, which in turn is what causes calories to burn. So you can do cardio outside at 2:30 in the afternoon with the heat index at 110, or you can do it at like 5:30 in the morning or 8:30 at night when it's a little bit more reasonable. But it's just all about the cardio. It's not about getting out there like a sweat hog, because you will lose the water weight, but you'll replenish that quickly anyways.
Yeah, Gretel says, went to school with no ACs. I remember being at the Rockport Elementary, and they just lifted up the windows. But even then, I didn't even. I mean, we were too young to wear deodorant at that time. We were like 9 or 10, so you weren't worried about stanking yourself up, But I mean, like, we also had 2 periods where you had recess. And I personally, as an educator, and I think most educators would agree with this, the younger kids, instead of teaching to a test and doing things like that, they need to explore, they need to get dirty, they need to go outside and play a little bit, because we had 2 30-minute breaks.
Yeah, I remember.
So those kids, there was no such thing as ADD that was actually listed as ADD when I was a kid growing up. So the thing is, like, today's kids are all listed as ADD, and they put them on Adderall, and then the kids can't eat, and they get depressed and all this other stuff. And the thing is, we just ran our asses off, excuse my language. We'd go get on the monkey gyms, and we'd get on the teeter-totters, and we'd do all these different things, and then you'd come in all sweaty. Everybody sit at the same water fountain trying to get some water out of it and stuff before you had to go back to class. And then you're so wore out, you'd actually listen to the teacher and do your work and stuff. Now they're like, no, everybody stay inside, get your backpack out, get your little computers out, and you have to pass this test in May or you will not graduate till the next class. I could go on forever about that. But yes, winter is the best. It's the correct answer. If you said anything out, you're completely incorrect. You're a liar, and you're just lying to yourself. And also remember, skin cancers out there during the summer much more prevalently than in the winter. So yeah.
Also, winter's got Christmas.
What is a dessert that you like? I mean, you can like a bunch of different things, but what's a dessert that you would sit there and say, you know what? If I had to get something right now, I'd go get it. Would it be cake? Would it be pie? Would it be ice cream? Would it be ding-dongs?
This is going to sound really weird, but I would like a banana split blizzard from Dairy Queen.
How do they put the bananas?
They literally just put the ice cream, they chop up the banana.
For those of you that are too young to realize, a banana split is, Gretel, you'll remember this at Dairy Queen. Remember this? It's a long plastic, and actually in
it's almost like a
Dairy
hot
Queen.
dog.
I remember they used to have like a metal bowl that they used to serve it in too. If you don't remember, Gretel should be able to remember because we're older. But it was a plastic-like boat-looking thing, and they'd have 3 scoops of ice cream. and then you would have stuff drizzled on top.
You have pineapple, strawberry, and chocolate.
And then you'd have a banana split down the middle, put on either side.
Cherry.
And it was like the go-to dessert, like at Dairy Queen and stuff. You could have your dilly bars, or your ice cream cones, or something like that. There's no blizzards back then. I remember before there was freaking blizzards and stuff. But the thing is, if you asked your parents that, it was almost like you either had to have an A, or you had to have some extra money because it was like expensive.
Yeah.
But it was like the creme de la creme. It was the best dessert you could possibly get.
So the banana split blizzard is all of that, but they just put it in the blender and just go, and for some reason it just tastes.
They make that?
It's not on the menu. You have to ask for it.
Can you imagine the 17-year-old girl working there? She's like, "What's a banana split?" And he's like, "Don't worry, make it, and then shove it in this thing, and then mix it all up. And then give me a real big straw so I can suck it out."
It's just so good because when you take a bite out of it, you get you get a little bit of the strawberry, you might get a little bit of the banana, you might get a little piece of pineapple, you get some of the nuts in there. Every bite is a different experience.
We're not going with the nuts. We're not going with the nuts.
That's a little bit
of the blue room character. You went blue room on me there. I'm just fine. I would say my favorite, and I'm going to be kind of weird about this because I don't like cheesecake. I hate cheesecake. And the only pies that I really like are like maybe a apple pie or a blueberry pie. I don't really like lemon pies or anything like that. I like just the corner of a brownie. I don't like the middle.
Pieces?
The corner pieces, man.
Get
I'm
out
hard.
of it.
I go strong, sucker.
Get at it. You're the type of person that buys that letter S-shaped cookie pan from the Sharper Image.
I don't.
Where every piece is a corner piece.
But I don't know how to cook, so I would never buy that. All right. But the thing is, the corner piece. Everybody like bitches about the corner piece. Like it's so hard around the edge and stuff. I'm like, maybe that's why I just liked it growing up and stuff, because I'm like, nobody seems to want this.
Yeah.
So I'd always take that stuff. But I don't really like sweets. I'm a salt person. I like salty stuff. I like popcorn, potato chips. That's what I like. I don't like.
I'm big on Sun Chips too. Sun Chips that's almost a health food.
I almost feel like you're a vegan if you eat Sun Chips.
When we were talking about the blizzard, Jody says that reminds him of the peanut butter and jelly joke from Brian Regan. Do you remember that one?
No. Oh yeah, he's all can't spend all day opening up jars and mixing up who knows how many knives. Just put some croutons in and just squeeze it all out at once. You got your bread, your peanut butter, and your jelly. He was also talking about how when he makes Pop-Tarts, literally on the side of the Pop-Tart it says microwave for 3 seconds. He's all, if you don't have enough time in your schedule to be able to toast a Pop-Tart that you have to microwave it and you only have 3 seconds to get, he's all, you might want to look into slowing up a little bit on life. But let's see what's some whipped cream and lots of nuts.
Talking about the banana split, the toppings.
Well, I know you're protecting.
Yeah.
I know you're protecting.
Yeah.
But a lot. Yeah. Too lazy banana split reminds me of the peanut butter and jelly joke from. I can't believe Jody remembers that. There were so many kids at Woodsboro that I tried to spread the gospel of Brian Regan as a comedian.
Big yellow one's a son. The big.
Who's winning, Brian? Grape or cherry? I like both flavors. No, not the snow cone, Brian. Turn around. Not all the way, stupid.
What's the plural form of moose?
Moosin'. If you've never heard of Brian Regan, you've got to listen to him. He's a clean comic, and he's one of the funniest guys you'll ever hear.
He's one of the funniest clean comedians.
And he purposely did that. Yeah. He said anybody could go blue, which blue is a term in the industry of having to use the F-bomb and stuff like that. And he's all like, I decided as a young comic, I would just talk about regular things in everyday life, and I didn't have to go blue. I didn't have to curse. And he won Comedian of the Year for the entire United States as the top comedian. But I mean, he's been around for well over 30 years, and he's magnificent. I've seen him twice. I've met him once, and he's, everybody likes their Dave Chappelle's or their Hot Pockets.
Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, Jim Gaffigan. Everybody, or the guy with the Ahmed the Terrorist or whatever.
Oh, friggin', what's his name? Jeff Dunham.
Yeah. People, or the fat dude, Larry the Cable Guy,
Gabriel Iglesias,
or any of that. There's much bigger names with much more money. But if you want to just get a bang for your buck,
I'm fluffy.
I still have thoughts about him. But anyways, if you wonder why sometimes I do this, the majority of my life, Gretel can answer this for you. I never had facial hair. I didn't grow it out or anything, and over the summer, I've just said, what the hell? So I
You
catch myself.
You just compulsively
yeah,
play with it?
I feel like I'm one of those like Civil War generals where he's like playing with his beard doing, where should we be attacking tomorrow, General Grant? And then Jackson will be like, let's kill everybody in Georgia. And Grant's all, you mean go to Georgia? And then Jackson will be like, kill them all, burn everything. If you don't know that, it's a history joke. Anyways, I guess we'll close with, we still got 7 people on here. So let's go ahead and see if there's anything. Who puts Pop-Tarts in a toaster? Humans?
A lot of regular, normal people do. I eat them. I don't.
Oh,
eat 'em
she's
in a
saying
toaster.
yuck, don't eat them at all. No, I
Yeah.
understand, but Gretel, there's some children that their parents don't cook for them or anything, and so what happens is they say here, and they throw you a bag of cellophane, you open it up, and it's just 2 pastries sitting in there, and you eat that on your way to school. That's just how it is.
S'mores Pop-Tarts are good.
Did you read the bottom?
Do I? Yes.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus Christ!
I've seen a picture of it. Yeah.
I've never thought about it like that before. Yes, my brother-in-law had a mustache for many, many, many years. I think from the time of like 80 or 81 until I don't know when. I always just remember him having a mustache, but not once did I ever look at my brother-in-law and think, porn stash. I just looked at him as my brother-in-law who had a cool mustache.
Yeah.
Like that. But he wore that mustache forever and stuff.
You got that Freddie
I just
Mercury
remember the time that I told him about the. I think my wife is still mad because she should have gone with him. But up at Sunrise Mall, they're having a Seinfeld lookalike thing.
Oh yeah.
And I called and told your mom. I said there and said, yeah,
I was
they're doing
there.
this.
I remember that.
And then your mom didn't say anything because my wife kind of looks like Elaine a little bit the way she used to wear her hair. And I said, yeah, you and Andy should go. And he'd look just like Jerry. And you'd like, and then...
my dad used to look exactly like Jerry Seinfeld. It's freaking crazy.
But I'm the one who made the call.
He just couldn't do the voice. He couldn't do the voice.
I don't understand why
He couldn't do the voice. I tried to talk to him about it. He couldn't do the voice. He just couldn't do it. Heck, I can't do it.
But yeah, that was I thought, I can't believe she said porn stash.
Have you ever had a Seinfeld moment before? You ever had a moment in your life that feels like it's out of an episode of Seinfeld? Has that ever happened to you?
I don't know.
Because it's happened to me a couple of times. I remember many, many, many years ago when I lived in Central Texas. I was coming down to Corpus Christi for a convention that I was a guest at. I was a performer. And
Jackson, I say we take George. Sorry, I'm back to my Civil War pulling.
So I had come down and I was networking with some other people who were also going to be at that same convention, whom I knew from performing at conventions around. You tend to meet people and they pop up at the same conventions and they become part of your Rolodex. So I got down there first. I got down to Corpus first. And out in front of the American Bank Center, Selena Auditorium, there's a dock that's close to where the Arts Center is that is on the water, and usually you're not allowed to park down there. And they had parking attendants there that wouldn't let you in.
I know where you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to put the image in the head of like everyone
I'm just trying
watching.
to figure out how this has to do with Seinfeld.
Well,
I'm wondering,
I'm getting there.
Dealing with a golf ball and a whale?
It's getting there with talking to the parking attendant is how it's getting down there. So I go down there and I drive down and I talk to the parking attendant and I said, I'm here with the convention. I'm one of the performers. And he's like, oh, okay. He just waved at me and said, you can just park down in here and it's no problem because then you're right next door to the convention center and you just walk up the stairs and you're in. So when I got there first, I called up one of my buddies who was also performing, and I was like, yeah, when you get down there, just tell the guy who is blocking the dock out front, tell him you're with the convention, that you're performing with the convention, he'll let you in, you go up there. So I didn't see him. I checked into the hotel, didn't see him till the next day. I'm in the green room having a sandwich. My friend shows up, and he was like, that dude wouldn't let me in and park down there. And he was like, I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, he wouldn't let me park. I was like, did you talk to the guy? He was like, I talked to the guy. I was like, you talked to the guy. I talked to the guy. You talked to the parking attendant guy. I talked to the parking attendant.
So you're not talking about like a specific Seinfeld. You're saying just the dialogue.
The dialogue that happens, like, you talked to the guy. I talked to the guy. Are you sure you talked to the guy?
Because I kept on waiting for because I remember there was a parking thing where they got lost in the parking garage or whatever, and I was like, I in my mind I was trying to go, because I know every single episode, I've watched every episode, I own every episode, and I was just like, where's he going with this and stuff? But you're talking about just the bouncing of the dialogue, just a quick, yeah. And
then there was another moment. We're going over. There's another moment where I went to Vans, the skateboard and shoe shop in the mall, with a friend of mine whom I was dating at the time. And they had these really, really cool Super Mario Brothers shoes that were black and gray checkerboard, and they had little Mario characters inside all the checkerboards. And I really wanted them. The problem is that I've got Shaquille O'Neal freak feet. So they didn't have them in my size at the store. They had to special order them. But it just so happens that my friend whom I was there with, well, they had them in his size. So he bought the shoes. And then I was like, now I can't buy the shoes because we can't wear the same shoes. You got the shoes, I can't have the shoes. They got the shoes on order. We can't have the same shoes.
I would have had it backward. I just wouldn't. I would lose a friend if I wanted the shoes bad enough.
That was just. Those are my. I like to call those Seinfeld moments because they feel like moments from the show where you have those, like, you talk to the guy, I talk to the parking guy. You talk to the parking guy. And it's, I don't know. It just happens like that.
I've never had any.
Never had a Seinfeld moment. Not yet.
Let's see what we can do for our subscribers that have tuned in to watch tonight. What's something we can do for them so that somebody can be the big winner? The big winner. So we see the people that are still commenting on the side and stuff. What about if I or you? Both of us, we ask just some random questions, and whoever can get something correct that maybe they've heard in a past podcast, they can go ahead and possibly win. So I'm going to go ahead and think about something I've said in a past podcast, of something that I actually like. And if you get it right, the first person that I see in the comments to get it right, you're going to go ahead and get a gift card from the Chulo Pirates. And let me ask everybody there, before we do this, we have not done this yet. We've kind of talked about it, but we're like, budget-wise, should we do this? Can I see a show of hands, ex-students, or anybody, if you guys would be interested in us getting any merchandise? This is something other podcasts
it's like a T-shirt, like maybe a cap or something.
There's other podcasts that are smaller than ours. We're not big by any
stretch
of the imagination.
We're like halfway to YouTube validation.
Yeah,
we're like not even.
But some of these other people, they have like little stickers made with their emblem on it, so that they can take it off and they can give it to people. And they cost about $1.50. There's T-shirts, there's hats, there's little bitty like posters or placards that you can go ahead and have printed off. So I've talked to Vinny about this several times, stuff saying maybe we should do something like this, and I just don't know if we're big enough or if anybody would ever want to buy anything. If anybody in here would ever be interested in something like that, let us know. Sorry, there was a message that popped up. If anybody would ever be interested, if they think that they'd ever be interested in possibly getting any merch from us, we would not even try to make any money off of it or anything. But that's up to you guys. You guys would have to give us some kind of an idea. So let's go ahead and do this. So if anybody's interested, DM us, send us a DM, or just message us or something, and let us know if you guys would.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some pretty cool emblems. I paid another person on Fiverr, and they made a new diagram with the two pirate heads, but they're skeletons, they're skulls, and they're both different colors. Like one is green and one is yellow, so it would be significance the difference between me and Vinny, but also that it's still the two old pirates.
I thought it's the school colors too.
Yeah, and it's the Rockport Fulton school colors. We picked that because Rockport Fulton's gold and green. But I thought stickers would be really cool. You know, at $1.50.
Stickers are easy. Stickers are cheap and easy.
Yeah.
Everyone loves stickers.
So if anybody's ever interested in any of that, we'd go ahead and do that. But so do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first about something that we've talked about in the podcast? And if you followed us,
I have an idea.
And you get it right, and I see that you comment on it, and you're the first person to comment, then you'll be the winner, and I'll remember that. I'll jot you down tonight, and then we'll get you something.
Okay, here's Vinny's question. Going back to the podcast where we talked about anime, what is the name given to a person who is a big fan of anime? He's laughing because he remembers it because we were talking about this earlier. Someone who's a big fan of anime is known as a what? No, it's not loser.
I'm itching my forehead, man.
Oh, I'm itching my forehead too with my hand in the shape of an L on her forehead. Otaku. Okay, Jody is technically correct with otaku.
I think that you meant more of.
It's more of the pejorative term, but otaku is technically
pejorative. We speak in that vernacular.
It's meant more of it's more of a rude sense, but technically Jody is correct. So,
animator?
Otaku.
Who the hell knows that? People, Gretel. People know that. I learned it. I got it wrong about 300 times, but I learned it.
So I'm gonna give it to Jody because Jody's is correct. The word I was thinking of was weeaboo.
Yeah, see, I thought it was weeblos.
That's Boy Scouts.
If you remember that, those are like Boy Scouts. And I kept on saying, and this guy was just cracking up, and I couldn't understand why he's all like, it's weeaboo. Those are Americans who take on the Japanese persona because they really like anime, and I'm all like, right, weeblos.
And a otaku is somebody who's technically native to Japan who is a big fan of anime and Japanese culture and all that. So
the American would be the weeaboo.
The American would be the weeaboo. That was the answer I was looking for.
The weeaboo that starts with the L.
So yeah, Hannah's got the
weebs.
Hannah's got the abbreviation on weebs.
Anime is poop.
I know you know that because it's read it with some of your students. Well, they're not reading the right kind of anime.
Yeah, they're not reading like Hunter.
I don't know. Hunter X?
Yes. Yeah, Hunter X or something.
Look, I'm only familiar with the old stuff, and if they ain't reading Neon Genesis Evangelion, they ain't reading the good stuff, okay?
Okay, so here we go.
Get some Tenchi Muyo all up in this, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody on this podcast knows about Eric DeWolf and the Boston Celtics, all right? You all know that, all right? Yeah, Hunter. That's what my son watches or reads or whatever. I haven't hit him yet, but I might. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. As long as it's something safe. No drugs. Anyways, so you know the Celtics. You know all about the Celtics and stuff. So that would be too easy if I went there. If I said anything about the Celtics, you know, if I said, what's my favorite basketball team? Everybody would know the Boston Celtics, right? If I said, who's my favorite basketball player of all time? Some of you might know. Gretel, of course, would get this, Larry Bird. So I can't go in that direction. So I'm trying to think. And I did a podcast by myself, and I listed my 5 favorite songs of all time. All right? So this makes it a little bit more difficult. So if you watch that one, if you can name 2 out of the 5 favorite songs of Eric DeWolf, I listed them of all time, you'll receive a prize from me. So I'm going to watch the comments and see if anybody can get it. Or if you're logging off and going back onto YouTube and scrolling through all of our videos and finding my favorite songs.
Big Balls by AC/DC and The Three Little Pigs by Green Jelly.
How did you know?
I'm a huge fan.
I'm seeing Bird, Chicago. What a Fool Believes. That is one of the 5.
We've got
Gretel snuck in knowing this and having blood relations. She's my sister, so she knows this.
What a fool believes. The wise man has the power. Oh.
All right. I see Gabby was on here for a little bit. I don't know if she's still on, but she was number 500. And crap. She's close. My sister is definitely close.
He says she doesn't know any of the Ocean Blue.
Oh, she's so close. She is right there. She's about to steal it from everybody.
Circling the drain.
There's 5 songs I listed. I said these are out of anybody knows me.
Were 4 of them the Ocean Blue.
I love music. I don't really like country or rap, so I'm gonna piss some people off of that. Fung says he knows, but he has a bad memory. He's all like, just give me the thing, just because I remember. I'm just not gonna say it because I'm old like you, Eric. So. I can't remember the damn name.
Just look it up.
But remember, there's 5. There's 5 songs, and she's already got "What a Fool Believes" by the Doobie Brothers, #1 hit, 1979, one of the greatest pop songs ever written. And then she says the Ocean Blue, which is my favorite band of all time. I've been following them since '89. Shout out to the Ocean Blue. But the thing is, you've got to get that song. I don't remember the episode. I remember the episode, but not the song. But there's 3 other songs, literally, that are just sitting there that nobody's choosing.
They're out there. Fong, let me go watch your episode again. we got them going back to the library now.
I'm almost positive that if you went back to that episode, it's probably in the comments on there that I left. Hint, 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 hint. So Gretel is in first place with "What a Fool Believes," and possibly she at least named the band.
Yeah, she's got 1.5 points.
Is anybody gonna sneak in and steal?
Should I put a timer up? Like make it like Double Dare? Something and nothing.
Something and mothing?
That's a typo. The N and the M are.
I don't know that.
Oh,
I don't know that. If she wants to think, she's got to get it correct. But no, between something and nothing would be one of the top 5. But there's another song by them that's the top 5. I'm pretty sure.
You don't even know the answer to your own damn question?
I remember it pretty much.
I only saw 4 fingers go up.
Damn it.
We've got the viewers saying, I know it's Doobie Brothers.
Well, that's What a Fool Believes.
Yeah, What a Fool Believes is Doobie Brothers. Doobers. Super Doobie Bros. What is it? Something Falling?
Oh, that's another good song, "Drifting Falling" by the Ocean Blue. That's not it.
It's not it.